They have revealed something that is supposed to be top secret for Spider-Man 2, and it has gone over so many people's heads until the last 24 hours, that is. And I'm talking about a feature no one expected, which is a third playable character in this game. Not to mention some brand new gameplay is on its way, potentially on the all-new build that nobody has seen yet, and we also got a snippet of some new gameplay which has a lot of people talking, and lastly, there are 5 days left. If you can leave a like, it helps a ton, but turn that into a dislike if you get to the end and did not enjoy the video. Now, the first bit of news that really sets the stage for what I'm about to say after is that GameStop have officially listed Spider-Man 2 on their website, as in a whole landing page, the actual potential game cover, etc., and what it seems is about to be the overall pre-order page. Now, most would say that this means nothing, but with all of the rumors and teasers of another PlayStation showcase, which is supposed to be more informative on what they have just announced recently, then I guess this all makes sense, because we don't still know the release date, etc., which, bear in mind, there was a teaser on that it seems like Insomniac hid in this trailer as well. But also taking into account the event that is happening in 5 days that Peter's voice actor has teased, as well as the other gaming events on the horizon, with the potential as well of a whole nother 1 month's coverage from GameStop. So overall, the math seems to be mathing here. So I guess we're gonna have to wait and see, because right here what we need is the official release date in order to see the pre-order bonuses and so forth. But what this looks like to me is all of these websites really gearing up to actually just go ahead and then install the date, and that's as far as that goes. Now, it's also worth noting here that a snippet of some new gameplay for Spider-Man 2 was shown in the new Across the Spider-Verse movie, which has a lot of people trying to actually break it down to see if we could see anything new that we haven't seen in the recent gameplay that we saw. However, it does seem very likely to have been on the old build version of the game, but we do know that it is 100% Spider-Man 2 thanks to the HUD and the whole interface in general. So that confirms that there's a little teaser there. It's not the first time, it's not going to be the last time, but with that said, it does seem very likely that Sony will hopefully any day now drop that official clip in all of its glory on social media, because what it does seem to be is a little bit of combat on a rooftop, and I guess that's where things get very, very interesting, because again, what we do know as well is if it's gameplay from Miles, I mean, that's just one thing, but if it's gameplay with Peter and we're talking about the black suit and we basically know that he can just be ruthless, what I'm very curious to know is how we go about rooftop fights, and if you knock someone off the roof, depending on how I guess Spider-Man is feeling in that black suit, how are things going to go down? Are we going to be in for a shock? Well, what we do know is that there have been even more teasers to that, because one thing that has happened since that new gameplay is that the black suit itself has actually had a lot of criticism in that gameplay, but what we have been told is that what we have seen is actually intentional in terms of how it's visually meant to be looking, and of course it all makes sense, because we know that over time the suit does change as it molds into the individual, which has led me to the whole theory that of course Peter is being Venom. I'm not the first one with that theory. A lot of people are saying that all of that stuff matches up as well, and how we can ultimately play as Venom. But wait, that's not the third playable character that I'm talking about, because here is the plot twist. So it does seem that this quote-unquote third playable character seems to have been accidentally revealed being somebody else. Now, this whole third playable character situation actually stemmed from a leak that happened all the way back last year from a supposed insider that, in a nutshell, to bring you up to speed, basically had emails confirming this to actually be a thing, but how it's actually not someone you can play in free roam, and that you can only play this supposedly third character in the story of the game. And this is where things start to get interesting. Now, it was said that, and I quote, they have a different playstyle that straight up kills people and uses smoke projectiles and a type of organic or artificial tentacles. Now, this is where things get very interesting, because what this sounds like, in fact, this sounds a lot like Wraith, who of course was shown in the recent gameplay trailer or gameplay video, whatever you want to say, when showing the villains pop up on the map, etc. Now, all of this is quite interesting, as when that was shown, it did surprise a lot of people, as all of the other faces on that map were familiar, but I guess we kind of didn't really expect to see Wraith on that map for the most part. It's also worth noting here that the creative director was asked if we'd be spending time with another character in the game, but the question was basically avoided for the most part, and of course that could have easily been answered. However, if anything would have been said on just if we'd be spending time with another character, as in literally anything, I guess that would have almost been considered as official confirmation, because again, it's just knowing that people do know of this situation, so you can't really just go ahead and make it something completely different, because again, it would have just led to even more speculation. Now, with all of the gaming events coming up literally very soon, including the one that's only 5 days away, which we know Peter's voice actor will be hosting, I think we're going to be in for a treat. Not necessarily in particular maybe at that specific event, but just summer for this game. And I know a lot of people are really on the edge of their seat to really understand how they're going to go about their marketing, because bear in mind, we've had nothing for the most part of 2 years, and then we've just got this gameplay video, and then what we of course have is all of the teasers of a new PlayStation showcase that's going to elaborate on that stuff. We've had the screenshots, we've just had general interviews go out as well, and also taken into consideration when this game is supposed to be releasing, we are basically in the full marketing plan, so to say, at this moment in time, which is very exciting, because the question is, how much more are we going to see? Because what we have been told is that we have seen nothing, and the first, I guess, worry that most fans had was, okay, are they kind of holding most things back, because there's not really that much of a significant difference, especially with gameplay, because it's basically, you know, we've had the first Spider-Man game, so, you know, for the most part, all the groundwork is there, so are they holding things back because of that? But it seems like it's the complete opposite. It seems like we are literally going to be in for a shock. There's so many theories, of course, on is Peter going to be Venom. We've seen so much evidence that Peter is in fact going to be Venom, but then that then leads to the question where it's like, okay, well, does that then literally confirm that at the same time, Venom would also be another playable character, which technically at that point would mean there's 4 playable characters. I mean, just overall, like excluding the free roam aspect of the game. But again, are we not talking that as well? Is there going to be another plot twist there where it goes to somebody else? I guess this is where things are going to get very interesting. But one thing that I absolutely love that Insomniac are doing right now is adding features in the game for the fans, and I really can't believe they did it. So go ahead and check out that video that you see on screen right now.